What's the mechanism? Well, the universal tariffs of 10% or 20% on exports to the US has hit UK manufacturers and service exporters hard. It has played out in the PMIs throughout the whole of this year. They've been saying so. It's not a political statement, folks. It's an economic statement. What's the probability of ongoing disruption from this? Well, it's high. I've put it at 70%. The rhetoric's consistent. The US administration has the executive power to enact this quickly, even if they're not necessarily doing it legally, as has been discussed and challenged in the courts in the US for many times. It's still that the uncertainty it creates still does permanent damage, right? Manufacturing boom times are at best delayed. This is a stagflationary style shock. It reduces UK growth, export volumes fall, but increases inflation. Import prices rise as sterling likely weakens against the dollar. It's a nightmare scenario for the Bank of England. They want to cut rates to support growth, but they're forced to hold or hike if they need to defend the currency and fight import inflation. But luckily, trade and net exports are the smallest element of our GDP. Unluckily, there's very little the Bank of England can do about that specific risk. What about global fragmentation and more trade wars? Well, there is a breakdown in the multilateral trading order, with the world splitting into competing blocs. Are you on the side of the US or are you on the side of China, much as they pretend to be allies in the recent national security strategy? Or at least, to be fair, the US remains silent on that point. It doesn't call them allies. But what's the probability of this global fragmentation and trade wars? 100%, folks, because it's already underway. So what's the impact? Friendshoring and supply chain duplication. Well, they're inherently inflationary. It costs more. Why do people go abroad? Why do people offshore things? Because it's cheaper. So it helps to keep prices down. When you bring them back onshore, what happens? They become more expensive again, right?